guys sing, but you're brand new to me, so I don't want you to look at me like, really? We're coming out this evening to hear her sing a song? Good evening, you be my echo. Ready? We'll try it one more time because I've been out of the loop with teaching for a little bit, so I have to remember how to not fall down. Okay, you echo me. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
How are you?
Very well, I thank you.
Very well, I thank you.
How about you?
How about you?
Oh, that is lovely. Okay, so we'll automatically sign you up for our choir, and that will be fantastic. Welcome, I'm Bobby Martell, and I'm so honored to be with you this evening to share the excitement that we have in our Associate in Arts and Teaching program, our alternative certification for CTE licensure program, and our new special ed/inclusion certificate. And so we have a wealth of information to share with you. I'm the coordinator for the program, and I am so honored to work with an amazing team of faculty who really bring passion and heart to everything that they teach. We love to be able to link that theory with a practical application, because when we get into that classroom, we need to know not what Piaget said on page 132, when the spit wad hits our hair, I've got stories galore, but rather, how do we use a strategy that's really going to engage the student and to really make them want to learn? So we are very proud tonight to be able to share some of what we think we do very well. We know we do very well, and we want to share it with you and see if our programs meet your needs. Because I have, and my faculty have heard this forever, I've been teaching for a lot of years, hence the new white hair, right? Shirley remembers all the many colors of Bobby's hair. I started in 1974, teaching, don't do the math, teaching elementary school. Had many student teachers, grew up to come to the university level, and teaching today is as dear to me as it was then. And we come into this profession to really make a difference in people's lives and to give back, and I can't tell you of a better profession. So with that said, I'd like to introduce to you our team, and we truly are a team and a family. And this evening's presentation, again, we will leave time for questioning, and we will have lots of time to be able to really, hopefully, meet the needs of your things in your mind as to where do I go next if I do want to come into this. So I'd like to introduce you to our counselor, who will be really walking you through most of the presentation, Erin Thompson. She is dedicated to our program. I know we have faculty here somewhere. They will come in shortly. Oh, good. I didn't know where you were. Oh, this is like a game show. They wanted to come around the door. So this is Professor Jeff Judd, who, and again, he teaches several of our courses. Michael Caudry, who is taking our film right now, who teaches several courses, and they're going to tell you about themselves in a bit. BRENT Harada, who is our educational media specialist. We have David Fry, who is our media specialist. We have Kalea Silva, who's not here with us this evening. She's with us in spirit. And we have wonderful peer mentors who will be introduced to you. Can you tell I've been in a meeting all afternoon and I'm trying to get the brain in gear? A wonderful introduction of our peer mentors will take place by our student success specialist. I have not stopped off at the local brewery, I promise. Cameron Rivera, who will be able to introduce you to the next group of wonderful people.
Okay, we have 6 peer mentors. One here, Rachel. Up on the back, Jason, come up. And Michael. And the rest aren't here. Okay, we're going to take a quick look at a video here. Are you all familiar with TED Talks? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to show a video about the late Rita Pierson and what she thinks about teaching.
have spent my entire life either at the schoolhouse, on the way to the schoolhouse, or talking about what happens in the schoolhouse. Both my parents were educators. My maternal grandparents were educators. And for the past 40 years, I've done the same thing. And so needless to say, over those years, I've had a chance to look at education reform from a lot of perspectives. Some of those reforms have been good, some of them have been not so good. And we know why kids drop out. We know why kids don't learn. It's either poverty, low attendance, negative peer influences. We know why. But one of the things that we never discuss, or we rarely discuss, is the value and importance of human connection. Relationships. James Comer says that no significant learning can occur without a significant relationship. George Washington Carver says all learning is understanding relationships. Everyone in this room has been affected by a teacher or an adult. For years, I have watched people teach. I have looked at the best and I've looked at some of the worst. A colleague said to me one time, they don't pay me to like the kids. They pay me to teach a lesson. The kids should learn it. I should teach it, they should learn it, case closed. Well, I said to her, you know, kids don't learn from people they don't like. She said, that's just a bunch of hooey. And I said to her, well, your year is gonna be long and arduous, dear. Needless to say, it was. Some people think that you can either have it in you to build a relationship or you don't. I think Stephen Covey had the right idea. He said you ought to just throw in a few simple things, like seeking first to understand as opposed to being understood. Simple things like apologizing. You ever thought about that? Tell a kid you're sorry, they're in shock. I taught a lesson once on ratios. I'm not real good with math, but I was working on it. And I got back and looked at that teacher edition. I taught the whole lesson wrong. So I came back to class the next day and I said, look, guys, I need to apologize. I taught the whole lesson wrong. I'm so sorry. They said, that's okay, Miss Pearson. You were so excited. We just let you go. I have had classes that were so low, so academically deficient that I cried. I wondered, how am I going to take this group in 9 months from where they are to where they need to be? And it was difficult. It was awfully hard. How do I raise the self-esteem of a child and his academic achievement at the same time? One year I came up with a bright idea. I told all my students, you were chosen to be in my class. Because I am the best teacher and you are the best students, they put us all together so we could show everybody else how to do it. One of the students said, really? I said, really? We have to show the other classes how to do it. So when we walk down the hall, people will notice us. So you can't make noise, you just have to strut. And I gave him a saying to say, I am somebody. I was somebody when I came. I'll be a better somebody when I leave. I am powerful and I am strong. I deserve the education that I get here. I have things to do, people to impress, and places to go. And they said, yeah. You say it long enough, it starts to be a part of you. And so, I gave a quiz, 20 questions. Student missed 18. I put a +2 on this paper and a big smiley face. He said, Miss Pearson, is this an F? I said, yes. He said, then why'd you put a smiley face? I said, because you on the roll. You got 2 right, you didn't miss them all. I said, and when we review this, won't you do better? He said, yes, ma'am, I can do better. You see, -18 sucks all the life out of you. +2 said, I ain't all bad. 4 years, I watched my mother take the time at recess to review, go on home visits in the afternoon, buy combs and brushes and peanut butter and crackers to put in her desk drawer for kids that needed to eat, and a washcloth and some soap for the kids who didn't smell so good. See, it's hard to teach kids who stink. And kids can be cruel. And so she kept those things in her desk, and years later, after she retired, I watched some of those same kids come through and say to her, you know, Miss Walker, you made a difference in my life. You made it work for me. You made me feel like I was somebody when I knew at the bottom I wasn't. And I want you to just see what I've become. And when my mama died 2 years ago at 92, there were so many former students at her funeral. It brought tears to my eyes, not because she was gone, but because she left a legacy of relationships that could never disappear. Can we stand to have more relationships? Absolutely. Will you like all your children? Of course not. And you know your toughest kids are never absent. Never. You won't like them all, and the tough ones show up for a reason. It's the connection, it's the relationships. And while you won't like them all, the key is they can never, ever know it. So teachers become great actors and great actresses, and we come to work when we don't feel like it, and we listen to policy that doesn't make sense, and we teach anyway. We teach anyway because that's what we do. Teaching and learning should bring joy. How powerful would our world be if we had kids who were not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion? Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. Is this job tough? You betcha. Oh God, you betcha. But it is not impossible. We can do this. We're educators. We're born to make a difference. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Erin Thompson. As Bobby mentioned earlier, I'm the counselor for the AAT program. And one of the reasons why we wanted to start off the information session with this video is because for Cameron and I, we are the support team for our students as well as our instructors. And what we do is we have to be that champion for our students so that our students can then grow into teachers that will be champions for their students. So there's a reason why each of you decided to make that first step and come here this evening. And so what we want you to do is if you open up your folders, on the left-hand side, you're going to see this little strip of paper, okay? And on it, it says, why have you chosen to become a teacher? Why do you want to make a difference? Okay, so many times students say, I want to become a teacher because I want to make a difference. We want you to reflect, take about 30 seconds, just jot down some ideas. Why do you want to become a teacher? Why did you take that first step to come here tonight? Why do you want to make a difference? So go ahead and just jot that down for about 30 seconds. Okay, now what we're going to have you do is get into pairs. We're going to do what's called a pair share. So we're going to put you into pairs, and we just want you to take about 30 seconds to share why you decided to come here tonight. As a counselor, oftentimes I give credit to my students for taking that first step to even seek out knowledge, to even seek out what is this program about. Doing that first step to come and see me or to come to an information session, that's a huge step. Because once you're in our program, you'll be supported by many people. But you've made that first step to come here tonight, and we want to applaud you for that. So what we want you to do is to get into pairs. So preferably with someone you don't really know. So James, you can match up with Pat. Shirley, you can match up with Jill. You two can match up. You two can match up. You two in the back. And then those two in the back. And just go ahead and take a moment, introduce yourself, and just share a little bit with each other. Okay, so we'll do that for about 30 seconds. Okay, so basically what I want to do is kind of just talk and just get a couple of ideas from people. If you can just introduce your partner. We're not going to go through everyone, but if there is something in particular that struck you special about the person that you met, if you can go ahead and just introduce them. So would anybody like to introduce us to a partner that they had? Yeah? Okay.
This is Frederick, and he's here because he's got the passion and the heart for our kids. And for him, it's in the passion of music and being able to relate with them and appreciate what music can do.
Very good. Thank you very much. Frederick, do you want to
Yeah, and this is Dan. I just met him today. And so he was talking to me about the reason why he wanted to become a teacher is because that we can relate to the students. And I find that a good experience because I've met students at Coast City Elementary, little kids that have the same background as me. So it kind of, I kind of understood that.
That's very good. Thank you so much, guys. Anybody else want to share? Yes.
This is Leanne, and she is going to be graduating from high school.
Yay! Round of applause. Very good.
So she's going to start a long journey to become a teacher, whereas in my case, I ended my career, and I'm starting again. I'm in the process of starting again. I'm actually retired. I have a degree already, got into the job market, retired, and now I've got nothing else better to do.
Very good.
You should get applause for finishing.
I know. So no total retirement for you then, huh? It says retiring and on to your second career. I love it. Very good. How about in our back row? Anybody?
No. This is Curtis.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna throw him under the bus. He talked about finding the potential in kids and seeing that they can't see. So and then trying to bring that out to them. So.
Okay, this is John. He spoke about like seeing the light bulb go on. So we kind of had like something similar. It's like really gratifying.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is he likes the fact that every day is different. New challenges, new successes.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much for sharing. I think one of the things that I always say is I'm one of the luckiest counselors here at Leeward Community College because I get to work with the best students. Students who go into teaching are those who want to change the world, they want to make a difference, they have a positive outlook, and we're just there to provide them with the knowledge and the skills so that they can go and build on that. So we're really happy to have you folks join us today. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about our program. So the first thing we're going to talk about again is why become a teacher. So basically, teaching is a rewarding way to give back. It shapes the future of our keiki, and I kind of heard that in some of your responses as well. So that's something that we definitely look at. Hawaii also needs teachers. Okay, it's very interesting. This is one of the, even though it's from 2011, 2012, this was the latest stats on the DOE website. And they've hired about 73 teachers in 2011, 2012. But if you look, what's interesting about this pie chart? Over half are out of state, okay? And actually, this is one of the reasons why Leeward actually developed our Associate of Arts in Teaching program, is because we wanted to have more teachers that were homegrown, people that were vested in our communities here. And so that's one of the reasons why our program was developed and why we were fully staffed. And we've grown a lot. When we first started, Bobby started the program in 2006. I came on in January 2007. And when I first came on, we had 24 students. So about as many people in this room that we had in our program. Now we have about 400 students in our program. And we've graduated almost 300 students. So, you know, many of them have gone on for their bachelor's. Some have gone to the mainland. Some have stayed here. But we like to think in our small way, we're trying to put a dent in the market. Some are full, yes, there's one of our graduates there. And Shirley, too, is another graduate. And so, you know, it's really nice. Hopefully they can attest to the fact that we're very much a family here. And we love to welcome our students back to just kind of let us know how things are going, if they need any kind of support, any kind of transition support. So you're going to hear us say, you know, once you're part of our family, you're always a part of our family, and you can't really get rid of us that easily. So we're definitely here to support you. So if you're interested in teaching, you could volunteer, you could gain entry-level work experience like a paraeducator, or another option is that you could enroll in a teacher education program. So tonight we're going to talk about some options. We have our Associate of Arts in Teaching degree, but we also have our CTE licensure course. So we'll be talking about both of those options. Oops. So just to give you an idea for the AAT pathway, How many of you might be interested in early childhood? That's teaching anywhere from birth through 6 years old, possibly. So our AAT degree, even though we focus on kindergarten through 12th grade, making teachers for K through 12, through our AAT degree, you can go to UH Manoa and double major in elementary ed and early childhood. So that really makes you nice and marketable because you're able to do those two types of teaching. Anyone interested in elementary school teaching? Okay, for our elementary school teachers, our AAT degree is very well equipped to help transition you to a bachelor's program. And we have many different articulation agreements. That's just a fancy way of saying we've partnered with these university teacher ed programs so that it's a smooth transition. You take our courses, you'll have your freshman and sophomore years done towards a bachelor's, plus some junior level courses done through our program. So we have very strong articulations with Manoa, West Oahu, Chaminade, and even now University of Phoenix. So, oh, I'm sorry, secondary. Any secondary teachers possibly? Right, okay, so for our secondary, if you're going to teach general ed subjects, again, our AAT degree is partnered with Manoa, Chaminade, and West Oahu has just started some programs in middle school and secondary ed. Okay. For our program benefits, we have many different program benefits. I would say one of the biggest things has to do with our curriculum and courses. Our faculty are extremely knowledgeable. They like to merge practical experience with the theory in the classroom. We also have growth opportunities, so there's a lot of opportunities to network with our students, community service opportunities. This was from a Pohala Marsh cleanup that Kumu Kalea had organized for our students. And there's Kumu right there, and this is a partnership that she had done with our Hawaii Tech Academy, so that was really fun too. So there's a lot of partnerships that we do. We do professional development for our students. Every year we host a free conference for our students. It's called the Educational Summit. We normally do this in the fall. And I think the idea behind it is that as teachers, we're always growing, we're always learning. So we're trying to get our students into the mode of going to conferences, to going to workshops, to always improve themselves, improve their craft. So we do have a free conference that we put on in the evening for our students. And then we have Future Teachers Club, and this is Michael. So this is what he looks like every day. This is one of our faculty. He was the advisor for the Future Teachers Club, and they do social events. They do a lot of community service. They do fundraisers, so we have a very active Future Teachers Club on campus. Another benefit we have is that the AAT degree is offered online as well. How many of you are interested in online classes, possibly? Okay, so what do you think about online? Easier or harder than in-person classes? What do you folks think?
Harder.
Harder. Why do you say harder, Dan?
Because there's going to be, if you have questions, there's going to be a delay in getting your answer.
That's a
The
possibility.
other thing is you get distractions at home if you're doing it at home.
That's a very real possibility. So you may have very good intentions to go online and start working on your course, but then you get sidetracked with your email or Facebook or whatever. So online options are excellent for flexibility, but you really do have to manage your time very well, okay? But we do have the option to get our whole AAT degree online if you want to. So our courses were redesigned for consistency. So if you take one education course, it is structured very similarly for all our ed courses. So like announcements are normally in the same place, the student learning outcomes. So you'll get used to that format for our ed courses. They're all structured very similarly. We also have many established partnerships. When we first started, the AAT degree was what we called a terminal degree, which means that you got the AAT and that's it. You couldn't do anything with it. So you could become an educational assistant, but no one, not UH Manoa, not West Oahu or Chaminade or anyone actually accepted any of our credits. So it was a real detriment to our students. So one of the first things that we did was to do partnerships with the teacher education programs at the universities. And so that's why now, if you take our courses, you can easily transfer to those universities. We also have partnerships with local schools, because in our program, we're going to require that you actually volunteer in a school. It's called service learning. So you'll do about 45 hours actually in a school. So right now we have about 40 schools that we have a partnership with that you can go and actually volunteer and get your service learning hours at. And then we partner with the community. We have what's called a Kamole Festival that we hold every year, and it's just a way for us to give back, to teach people about education and sustainability and tie it into Native Hawaiian values as well. One of the biggest events, have any of you noticed that there's a big building at the front of Leeward Community College? That is your building. So that's our new education building. We moved in actually this spring, but just in the bottom floor for classrooms. We're gonna have the full opening in fall when all of us will move in for our offices. And so that's really gonna be a nice educational hub for the Leeward and Central communities. So not just for Leeward, but we wanna do it for schools and for the communities as well. There'll be workshops for in-service teachers that we hope to have there. And there's gonna be lots of technology. So much technology, I don't even know what it is, but there's just like Mike and Jeff, they know all the technology that's gonna be in there, but it's gonna be really good. And we'll have cutting edge classrooms and resources. So just take our word for it, it's gonna be really good. So, okay, so that's our new home. But I would say one of the best things that we offer are our support, basically. So support in terms of what our instructors do for our students, but also in terms of this TLC network. So I will pass it on to Cameron, and he will be going over our support services.
So as you see on this screen, the teaching learning connection, you have lots of the support. In the center there, that's you. You have someone like me, the student success specialist. That includes our peer mentors that I introduced you to earlier. Our AAT counselor, Erin. Campus resources, of course, the financial aid office, job prep services, our school library, and then we also have a children's center if you need daycare. Teacher toolkit and other resources are available in our teacher AAT workroom. We also have a future teachers club on campus, and it's a good way to meet other students in AAT, as well as do some networking in the community at schools and whatnot. Like mentioned earlier, you have to do several hours, 45 actually, hours of service learning when you're in the AAT program. So you'll have the real life experience of going into a classroom, doing observations at different schools. We'll have professional development opportunities throughout the semester, an educational summit where you can hear from educators in the community. And then we also hold praxis workshops, and I know that we're moving towards a different testing. So we'll have that workshop as well. Other instructional support include the Learning Resource Center and Math Lab, and the AAT Peer Mentors and our Maka'ala program, kind of a way to check in with all the students. If you're having a little trouble, our instructors will make note of that, and either Erin or myself will call, just check up on you, how are you doing, how can we offer for help. Any questions? Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm a substitute teacher. Can we use that as part of our can it apply to the work experience or the credits?
Has this been within the last 5 years, this substitute teaching?
Maybe 2 years?
The last 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
But do I need to show you proof or like?
So you're going to have either a principal from the school sign off on it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. And now we're going to have Brent actually introduce our AAT family.
I'll light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today. Staring at the fire for hours and hours while I listen to you play your love songs all night long. For me, only for me. Come to me now and rest your head for just 5 minutes. Everything is done. so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And now, la 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 la. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. And now I'll light the fire while you place the flowers in the vase that you bought today.
Okay, so basically what we're going to do now is talk about the program options. We just want to give you an overview of our program, but now Bobby's going to go over the SPED certificate and our alternative certification program.
Usually I'm not so rusty, but I've been gone for 4 months, and I've not taught in front of a crowd for a little while, so just bear with me. I'll get you through this. So we are very excited. You know, for me this is joyful because when I started here in 2006, it was another gal who was the coordinator and myself as the only instructor. So I am very thrilled to be able to watch how beautifully we have brought in dynamic faculty who have taken the courses to a new level. And each time we're asked to step up to face a challenge in our state, we've been very thankful to have the can-do attitude. Our plates are very full, but we continue to say, yes, we can make a difference. And in this case, this is a huge difference. We are very thrilled for the first time to roll out a new certificate program in the fall, this coming fall, with courses that are going to really be great in the way of preparation for folks who are interested in completing the AAT program and moving on to a dual certification program for special ed and elementary ed through UH Manoa, and their program is here on our campus for a bachelor's program. This certificate will be excellent for anyone who is a para-educator in our schools. And we know that the way of the future now is that we have inclusive classrooms. So we want to make sure that we're reaching the needs of folks who are working with children in classrooms by giving added support with added academic preparation. And so this certificate will meet the needs of our paraeducators. It will also meet the needs of in-service teachers. We all will continue to grow professionally. We're just like doctors and nurses. We can't stop learning because everything changes so quickly. So therefore, in-service teachers will have the opportunity of being able to take these courses, complete the certificate, and again, use it for professional development and salary increase. The certificate program itself, the program offers courses online, so it really meets the benefit for people who are working, or if you're being able to take classes online to be able to juggle family as well as your whole life. So we're very pleased. It is a certificate of competence with 16 credits, so you will be able to apply for financial aid. The focus, as I shared with you, is for paraeducators and teachers in the field. And it also benefits our students from the AAT program who will be moving into a dual certification program where you're really going to have a great foundation. And again, you're learning how to really meet the needs of our students who are in special ed. And again, each time you make a choice as to where you want to teach, what level you want to teach, you're doing it because you have a passion. And my hat goes off to all of the teachers who are now teaching in inclusive classrooms, and we want to make sure that you have the skills and strategies to be the most successful that you can be. So coming in the fall, we are rolling this out. We will have an in-class session at Kamaile Academy in Waianae. That will be the only face-to-face class in this certificate program. The rest will all be online. And so it does give you options if you're interested. I want to also be able to introduce to you the alternative certification for CTE licensure. I attended a meeting today, so this is very fresh, in that we have learned statewide that there's quite a concern in the CTE world, career and technical education, at the middle and high school level, because so many educators have been in their positions for 30 years, 25 years, and they're ready to retire. And the concern coming from the DOE is, will there be a pipeline of qualified teachers coming to take these positions? Because we know that there is a huge need. Students want to go into these courses. Principals are saying, will there be enough educators to come into these fields? So we were very thankful. At this point, our program, we have 25 students in place. We are statewide. We have candidates on Kauai, Maui, and Big Island starting in the fall. The program itself is all online so that you indeed can continue to work. We have a degree requirement of a minimum of an associate degree to come into this program. This is considered a post-bac at the community college level, so we are very much an alternative program. I believe that you have the brochure in your packet. If not, we'll make sure that you get one. So having the minimum of an associate degree and 3 years industry experience, or if you have an associate degree not in your content that you'd like to teach, it's 5 years of industry experience. Or with a bachelor's degree, you can come in with no demonstration of experience except for before you student teach. We will need to make sure that you have your content met, whether by working in the field or by taking the praxis in that particular content. We do have a recommendation for licensure in all 6 career pathways for the DOE. So depending on what your background is, what your content level is, we do have a line to be able to bring you through the program and submit your name and all of your coursework for the recommendation for a license. You will be in your own practicum situations. If you are already hired and working on a temporary emergency credential, then you will do your practicum in your own classrooms. If you are not presently hired, we will place you in a classroom so that you can continue to really learn best practice, learn how to apply all of the knowledge that you're gaining in your ed courses while you're actually at a school site. And I work really hard to make sure that I place you at a site that's going to be in a proximity that's comfortable for you, but also to put you in a really effective program so that you can really see what good effective practice looks like. So if you are entering with an associate degree, you will have to demonstrate that you have taken and passed the Praxis 1. And again, we have peer mentors who can help you if you're having trouble with that, getting ready for test preparation. And if you have a bachelor's degree, you do not have to take the Praxis 1 for entry. So at this point, we are very thrilled to be able to say to the DOE, yes, indeed, we do have a quality program. We continue to polish it. We've only been in existence for 2 years. And at this point, as I said, we have candidates in the program statewide. So after the presentation, we will break out into smaller groups. So if you are a person who's interested in pursuing a licensure program, then we will be able to answer individual questions for you, okay? So at this point, we are very, very thrilled to be able to meet the needs in special ed as well as for our CTE world.
The other option that we offer is our Associate of Arts in Teaching degree. So this is an option that you would choose if you don't have any college degree yet and you're thinking about pursuing a career in teaching. So this is for people who want to become elementary education or secondary education teachers. With our AAT degree, you also qualify to be a paraeducator or what's called an educational assistant. It is a 62 credit degree, which a lot of times students will say, well, how long does it take for me to get this degree? And I always say, well, it just depends on you. It depends on how many classes you want to take in a semester. It depends on if you have to take what we call developmental courses, so like developmental English or math courses to get up to college level English and math. But it's basically 21 classes. So how long is it going to take you to finish 21 classes depends on if you want to do summer school, if you're going to be taking 2 classes a semester or 6 classes a semester. So what we'll do is I'll normally say, when do you want to graduate? And we work our way backwards and come up with an academic plan for our students. It's a customized plan because, again, we want to, as your counselor, yes, I want you to graduate. I want you to move on to your career goals, but I also want you to do it without going insane. So we want to make sure that you can balance your family life. Most of our students work while they're going to school as well. So we want to take all of that into consideration. We do have 2-year options, and also our newest venture is an accelerated 18-month option. How long, let me just ask you this, how long do you think it typically takes a student to finish their associate's degree? How many years do you think it takes a student? 3 to 4 years. Any other ideas? 2 years. Okay, about 3. So on average, I think they said the statistic was about 5.6 years it takes the average student to finish. Now again, remember, a community college student a lot of times has family responsibilities, or they're working 1 or 2 jobs. So they're taking developmental courses. So that's why sometimes it takes a while. But what we can do again is we'll work with you so that you stay on track. So that you say, I want to graduate in 2 years, we'll make sure you do that and we'll come up with the plan. We have, again, some students that are just really motivated and they want to finish faster than that, and that's why we have our accelerated 18-month plan. The 18-month plan is something that we just started 2 semesters ago. So we just started in fall 2013. It is an intense program. So it's 6 classes. They're all online. Okay, so 6 classes per semester and 3 in the summer. You must be at the English 100 level in order to enter the program. There's a whole application process for this. It's guaranteed enrollment in the courses. The benefit too is summer tuition is the same as regular tuition. And for some people, they might not even realize what a benefit that is. But let me just kind of tell you, typically, it will cost about $330 for you to take 1 class, a 3-credit course here at Liebert during the semester. Okay, it's about 3 times as much if you take that same course in the summer. So you should budget about $900 to $1,000 if you're going to take the same course in the summer. So this is a huge benefit that their summer classes will be only around $300, just like they would be in the regular tuition. Peer mentors and a student support specialist. So Cameron, who you met earlier, he's like the uncle for the group. He makes sure that everyone's on track. We have a peer mentor actually assigned to that group. So it's like a personal tutor that's with the students all the way through the program. We also have a laptop lending program. Since it's an online program, if you don't have a reliable laptop, we'll give you one for the duration of the program. Online instruction offers flexibility. And again, we have additional tutoring and cohort socialization, which is actually really important. In our first cohort, you know, misery loves company, so they're just like really bonded, you know. So it's nice how it works out that way. So we're doing our recruitment for our next cohort that's going to start in this upcoming fall. We have 20 spots available, so if you know of anyone who's interested in getting their degree, guaranteed classes, lots of support, likes an online flexible environment, but is also very good at time management and very committed to finishing their degree, this might be an option for you.
Did you mention our award-winning online classes?
That's true. That's right. Not just 1, but 2 of our faculty won awards for their online courses. That's how good these guys are. So. Oh, that's right. And another benefit is that we will pay for your education books while you're in the cohort. So there's a lot of benefits financially. Another benefit that's not listed there is for those who are eligible for financial aid, we were able to get $500 stipends for them just to kind of help ease the burden. So there's some perks that come with it, but again, we do take it seriously that it is an intense commitment. You know, we want to see you succeed, and so, you know, whatever pathway works best for you, that's what we'll work with. Okay, so when you finish with our AAT degree, you will have made a career choice, because I'm a planner, and as your counselor, I'm going to make sure that you have a career choice. The worst thing that could happen is you finish your AAT degree, you're graduating this semester, and you're like, so now what? Okay, so that will not happen. Okay, we will know within the first year what you're going to be doing by the time you're finished with our program. Oops. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry. I was just like excited. Okay, you would have obtained experience in the classroom, because again, we do what's called service learning. We're going to have you exposed in the classroom at least for 45 hours, a minimum. So that happens in 2 of our courses. For Michael's Ed 285 and Bobby's Ed 291, it's a classroom management course and a language and literacy course. We will have you go out into a classroom and actually go with focused eyes. So they'll have specific activities tied to your time in that classroom. But when you get to my course, which is Ed 295, Service Learning, that one we just want you to get some general experience. So you know, Tina, how you're saying about substitute teaching, we could possibly use that as long as it's pretty recent. You know, you'll be reflecting on that experience. But for when you take our other ed courses, you might have to go in there to do specific things for, specific activities. You would complete a career portfolio, a teaching portfolio. So we accept them both as a hard copy, and we're moving toward electronic portfolios for our students to complete. And it's going to be a compilation of your work. And our portfolios are very powerful in that they've helped our students get jobs. You know, they've helped our students get into teacher education programs at the bachelor's level. Because if you think about it, if you have a student that just did a liberal arts degree, and they said, I really want to be a teacher because I love kids, right? And they're interviewing to get into UH Manoa's program. And then you have an AAT student who's done lesson planning, classroom management, language and literacy, educational psychology, learning theories. They have a portfolio that shows all the lesson plans they've done. And when someone says, why do you want to be a teacher? What makes you qualified? They bring out their portfolio and they put it on the table. They say, that's why I want to be a teacher. That's pretty powerful. And so that's something that we'll provide for you by the time you finish our program. You'd be qualified to be an educational assistant, or what we call paraeducators. And you will take courses that will help you transfer. And we'll make sure that what you take here is meaningful. So I don't want you to be taking courses and they don't transfer anywhere. We want to make sure that whatever you take here is going to help you in your next step. Okay? There's no other program like it in Hawaii, so it's very easy to talk about our program. Love our faculty, we are a family, and love our students, and we have a really solid product, so it's something we're proud of. So if you do have any questions, you can write down this phone number, or you can also go to our website, and that has a whole bunch of information on there. We are happy to answer any questions that you may have.